Hello everyone, a very good evening to all of you. And in this video, I shall try to give you a little idea about the poem titled The Way Spain Was. It is written by Pablo Neruda. So this poem, The Way Spain Was, it was composed by Chilean Spanish poet, diplomat and senator or politician Pablo Neruda. He was born in 1904 and died in 1973. Though he was born in Chile and though he served as a politician, diplomat in Chile, later he moved to Spain and there he became citizen. And he had also won Nobel Prize in Literature in 1971 for a poetry that, with the action of an elemental force, brings alive a continent's destiny and dreams. These lines are said by the Nobel Committee itself when he was awarded Nobel Prize in Literature in Sweden. And he is also known for his surrealist poems, historical epics, overtly political manifestos, a prose autobiography, and passionate love poems. His notable poetic collections or literary works include 20 love poems and Song of Despair that was published in 1924, then Still Another Day, then 100 love poems, and The Yellow Heart. There are many more. I have not mentioned here all. Okay. And through this poem, the poet has tried to depict his love for his adopted motherland, Spain. I have already told you that though he was born in Chile, later he migrated or later he went to Spain and he wrote most of his works in Spanish language too. And through this uh, poem, he has tried to portray his love, his affection, his patriotism for his adopted motherland, Spain. And besides, he is also deeply heartbroken or crestfallen to see the deplorable plight of his beloved country owing to Spanish Civil War that started in 1936 and ended in 1939. It was a war fought by Spain's own countrymen, Spain's own folk own people for their respective ideology to form the government and rule. It is also related to class struggle, religious struggle, a struggle between dictatorship and republican democracy, and between communism and fascism. But eventually, it was won by rebel or nationalist faction by defeating Spanish Republic. So, if you want to know in detail, then you must dive into the history of Spanish Civil War, and in that way, you will be enlightened. So, I request you to go through that Spanish Civil War history. Here, time is, if I speak about it, then there will be much time needed. Okay, and so I request you to go through the history. And the poem The Way Spain Was, it is a three stanza poem. It is separated into one set of 12 lines and two sets of five. So this is the structure of the poem, and you should mention this kind of thing in your answer script. And at the beginning of the poem, the poet, he has mentioned that his country Spain is under tremendous pain, immense. His country is in immense pain and pressure due to civil war caused by its own people for its respective ideologies. His country has been pounded like a drum, and it has been pushed to its limits by its own people by killing each other, by rampaging in their own motherland. Their motherland, Spain, had been filled up or had been utterly covered with blood of its own people. People are killing, murdering, and spreading violence everywhere, and it utterly pains and disturbs the poet. He recalls the beauty of countryside before the beginning of the current civil war. Besides, he also mourns for the suffering of the innocent people or the poor people and the weaker section of the society due to reckless and merciless circumstance created by the civil war. The poor people of the Spain, they are helpless. They can do nothing. Okay, but they can just witness this brutal war among the Spain's own people, and it can be seen in the following lines of the poem. Spain was a tout, dry drum head, daily beating a dull thud, heavy blow. Dull thud means heavy blow. So here the poet mentions that the country Spain or his motherland Spain, it seems just like a tout, means it seems like it is a very tight place, and it seems like the people of its own country, they are making their country like a drum, and they are daily beating a dull drum, means they are daily killing each other in the names of their own ideology. So in this way, the country is suffering, and the country itself has become like a drum beating by its own people, and that feels like a tragedy for the poet. Fatlands and eagle's nest, and fatlands means a very vast grassland. Those grasslands, those eagle's nest, They were silenced for a long time, but due to this civil war, silence lasts by the storm. This silence has been gone, and the storm has come. How much to the point of weeping in my soul? I love your hard soil, your poor bread. So here the poet is saying that how long should I weep, should I cry for this civil war or for this tragedy? My soul is weeping for a long time, and I love this country, my country, Spain's soil, hard soil, and its poor bread. Your poor people, how much in the deep place of being there is still the lost flower of your wrinkled village, motionless in time, and your metallic meadow. So here the point says that your means the poor people of Spain, they are just like a lost flower. They can join no one, but they are suffering and they are helpless. And they are the villages of Spain that all have utterly become wrinkled and they are motionless in time due to this civil war. And your metallic meadows stretch out in the moonlight through the ages, now devoured by a false god. So here the poet says that now due to this civil war, all the meadows means it is a piece of ground near a river or grassland. Okay, so they're all things, they're all meadows that have been gone into darkness. This moonlight is no more, and this country has been devoured by a false god. People have forgotten the real God. That kind of thing the poet has said, and I have not mentioned the rest lines in this poem, and I want to make it brief. So you have to do your own research, and this video does not treat this video as your sole reference for your preparation. This is just a drop in the ocean. I hope you will understand this thing. Thank you so much for watching the video. Bye bye.